Hare Krishna Prabhu, pranams to you Prabhu, pranams to you all devotees. Missed our Katha for a few days. Not hearing our Katha is we cannot be ourselves without hearing Gaurakatha. Even if it is just the devotees cooking, simply cooking, going on and on, different combinations, but cooking going on, different names. Even then, it's still Gaurakatha. All of them are cooking for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. They're all devotees of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So like that, anything related to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. It has its own wonderful impression, effect on us. So Gauranga, thank you. And we see all these devotees. They have their wonderful specific relationship with Gauranga Mahaprabhu. All of them. See, like Raghav Pandita's sister. Her name, she did hundreds and thousands of cooking, hundreds and thousands of dishes. What is her name, Prabhu? Devotees, I forgot. Damayanti or?
Damayanti.
Damayanti, yeah. So Damayanti, like that. It's not that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has spent so much time with Damayanti Mataji. It is Damayanti's brother Raghav Pandita said, you cook for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's all. But Damayanti Devi. So she saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so she has specific affection for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's Raghav Pandita said, you cook for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She already had this affection for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that she has seen. And she has seen him. But she didn't have much interaction and spoke with him multiple times like that. Not like that. Satyaraj Khan, he's a Muslim. And many devotees like that. It is not necessarily that they have had prolonged interactions with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To offer their mood, their lives, their seva to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even for us also with the Gaura Bhaktas, our Gurudevas, it is not that they have to spend a lot of time with us. Not needed. That is not the criteria. It's not that they have to know about us so much, spend a lot of time with us. And that is considered more blessings, and only then we will progress. No, it's not so much about they spending time, they talking to us more. It is very much about the seeker's readiness and seeker's earnestness. Because it's a spiritual seeker and devotee's earnestness that Bhagavān responds to. one darshan of Gurudev and one word of Gurudev is enough. See, in the Śrīla Prabhupāda's Charita, there were many devotees. They were sannyasis, brahmacharis. They were with Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī for a long time because he was in mutt, and rest of them they were also in the mutt because they were brahmacharis and sannyasis. So, namesake, they were with them, all of them. And Abhaya Charanaravinda, Abhaya Charan, he was a grihastha. He was outside the mutt. So, when we see this, these sannyasis and brahmacharis who are in the mutt, they spent a lot of time with Chaitanya Bhaktisiddhanta. They have heard, in quotes, heard from him a lot. But who was he pleased with more? Prabhupada was outside. He was a grihastha. He didn't stay in the mutt, and he could only come to mutt every now and then when his business and family situation permitted, like that. So, for Prabhupada, he didn't have much interaction with his Gurudev. Just on fingertips, few conversations, and one instruction, one time, one gesture, like that. And but Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta, he could see that it's Abhay-charan. His readiness, his simplicity, his willingness, his determination, he could see. And after Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta left the body too, even when Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta was alive, there was fightings going on in the mouth, quarrels and all that. What use, huh? What use is there? You stay with the spiritual master, you end up with quarreling, you end up with dispute, and he is displeased. So the thing about Sishyas as disciples, it is not so much about how long we have been with Gurudeva, how much we have heard, how much he praised us, how much. No, not all of that. All of that is not needed. One word, one darshan, enough. Enough. Enough for the lifetime, for a disciple that is prepared to give everything to Gurudeva. That is enough. The readiness of a soul for Bhagavan is the key factor. Readiness of the soul for Bhagavan. That's the key. And with that readiness, only when that readiness is there in the soul, then the reciprocations, one could see the reciprocations happening. Because it's the Bhagavān that is orchestrating everything. He will send his representative. And how much we should get from him, how much time, how much talk, that's not a consideration. How much of Bhagavan are we seeing? in his representative. That's one word is enough. One darshan is enough. So it is all about the soul's reciprocation with Bhagavan through his representative. You know, when one is in a close association with Gurudeva, and we are still in small thinking inside, very self-centered small thinking inside, then it may look like one is with Gurudeva physically for a long time. But the consciousness of the disciple is so self-centered. They don't get a whole lot just by being with Gurudev in proximity, because the consciousness is still so self-centered. Then whatever we see by the disciple to Gurudev is called Guru Bhogi. You are with Guru so many times, you speak about Guru so many times, but all the intention, the consciousness is self-centered and intention is to grab the attention. That's Guru Bhogi. Guru Bhogi. Gurudevas, mercy is of many types. Cheating mercies, real mercies. The cheating mercies, when somebody is like that, Guru Bhogi. Always, it means they are looking for some recognition. So, then in order to keep the devotion of the disciple go on, then Gurudev gives some recognition. Okay, good. You are very good. Yes. And this kind of recognition will keep that disciple's devotion going on. If that is not there, his devotion will stop. That Gurudev knows. So they just give that. That's good. That is cheating mercy. Who is getting the real mercy? Who may have hardly any opportunity to be with Gurudev. To be with Gurudev, to speak with Gurudev, to have any interactions, reciprocations. They may be placed in that situation, but with the eagerness that they have. If there is one word that is heard from Gurudev, and if there is one glance that is that they receive from Gurudev, you see, just those small things. And small things will just stay solidly in the chitta. When a disciple is ready, so ready inside to receive Bhagavan, to please Bhagavan, and see Guru as a representative of Bhagavan. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that to our attention. So there is hope and only hope in this path of bhakti, because it's all about Bhagavan's Shakti, and Bhagavan is all constantly reciprocating with us. He sees our heart, he sees our desire, he sees our wishes, our efforts, everything. I like that. It's so much about the soul, readiness of the soul. Key factor is the readiness of the soul. You know, when this readiness of the soul is not there, when this is not there, we have seen, right? They may be near Guru, but they hear but they don't hear. They do but they don't do. Like that. And also, you know, this mentality, there is this kind of specific mentality. We often hear, what is envy, what is fault finding, this thing. And we hear when the cloud is thick in the head. What is that cloud that is thick in the head? That is thick in the head. That nothing about bhakti goes inside. Nothing. One may get initiated also. They might have taken initiation too. Because they might have thought, okay, if I get this initiation, then I will get this and this and this and this. Whatever I want to get, I will get. So whatever understanding they might have in bhakti, and whatever they are thinking they will get in bhakti, with that understanding they may get initiated. So they might be getting initiated, but the cloud is so thick in the head. So thick in the head. What that means is, this cloud thick in the head is like stone. If we see, when we pour water on the stone, not a drop goes inside. Especially the non-porous stone. Porous are fine holes may be present in the porous stone, but non-porous stone, like a granite stone like that, there is nothing goes into that. You pour water, nothing goes into that. Like that, a thick cloud, a big stone in the head. Is this mentality like one may get initiated, but the mentality is still, when we hear something in bhakti, or when we hear something about person, when the mentality is like, what is it that is wrong in what I'm hearing? What is it that is wrong in what I'm seeing? What is it that is wrong with this institution? What is it that is wrong in this situation? When this kind of setup is there in the brain, what is it that is wrong? Then there is nothing right they would find, even if it is guru, or even if it is devotees around, or even if it is bhakti, or even if it is Bhagavān, even if it is japa, whatever it might be. The basic setting in the brain is, what is it that is wrong in this situation, about this person, about what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing. And how I am right. Yeah. How this is wrong about this situation, person, institution, everything, and how I am right. So it is supposed to be this way because this is right. Oh, that is a package deal of many things put there. Many things put there. But the bottom line is, how is this institution wrong? How is this person wrong? How is it what I'm hearing this person saying is wrong? So, this is a fault-finding thing. Ramachandrapuri's mentality. A setup is like that. For a sincere seeker, their setup in their mind would be, how is this person right? What we are hearing about from this person, how is it right? How is ISKCON right? How is this bhakti right? So 180 degrees opposite setup. They are more receptive to just see everything right. Everything right about Bhagavan, Bhakti, Guru, devotees, everything. So it is the same institution. It is the same Guru. It is the same Vani that we are hearing from Gurudev. It is the same devotees around. Everything same to same for these two devotees who got initiated. Everything same to same. So it's not that something is different that these two devotees are exposed to. Everything is the same. But one devotee may be stuck up with this. How this is wrong. About this saying, about this person, about this situation, about this Guru, institution, everything. And the other devotees thinking, oh, this is so wonderful. This is the mercy of Bhagavan. This is the mercy of Bhagavan. The institution is mercy of Bhagavan. Guru is giving the mercy of Bhagavan. Devotees are reminding and taking me to Krishna. That's mercy, 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 mercy. One side, the other cassette that runs in the head is that's wrong, 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 wrong. Everything wrong outside, it means I'm right inside. Everything is wrong because I am right. So, bhakti is about the shift in this mentality inside. The shift in the mentality inside. First of all, we have to recognize that we have a disease. What is this wrong disease? Fault everywhere in wherever the eyes glance upon, whatever the ear hears, fault, wrong. Oh my goodness, this is a disease. And that one should recognize first. But when somebody has that kind of default setting, they would think how they are right in thinking that they are wrong. So basically that there is no desire inside. Really no desire. Seeking or placing questions with an intention of knowing the truth is different. Placing a question with an intention to show how you are right and how you see and you hear is wrong. That very intention, with that intention, even when one is placing the questions, it may look like questions, curiosity. It will not get the seeker anywhere, nowhere. Even if the answers are given, it would just get them nowhere. So that only when one realizes I have this disease, oh my goodness, such a disease. Only when they realize it, then there is some hope. So for them, but when would they realize it? When would that happen? It's more like, the Amogha. Really, very clearly, that's the example. Amogha was there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvam Bhattacharya, he is seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Amogha is also seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's not that Amogha does not know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Amogha's mentality, he was with the devotees also. That's the Sarvam Bhattacharya, greatest devotee. He was in devotee association too. But Amogha had to go through so much that he was almost at the verge of death with the cholera that he has had. All that the impurity, Malina, has to be purged out from Amogha, from his body and from his chitta, to a point that there is not much life air left. Even then also, Amogha received mercy just because that was a causeless mercy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to give. You know, Lord Krishna, when he said, I cast these demons perpetually to be in hell, so it's the mentality of Amogha. If it were not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if it wasn't for him, if it was for Krishna, then Amogha wouldn't have been saved in that last minute and he wouldn't have gotten love of Godhead. So in Gaura Lila there is hope because he's Gauranga. And he would somehow take care of, give the mercy to the offenders, great offender among Amogha. All he was finding is fault only. So, yes, they get the mercy too because it's Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Gauranga Mahaprabhu allows his devotees. So, if somebody is related to the devotees, yes, there is some chance that they will get the mercy. That is the only route of mercy, reason for mercy, that somebody who has this offending mentality has a thick head in the cloud, thick cloud in the head, stone in the head. So with the stone in the head, even if one places the head at the lotus feet of Gurudeva, then not much water will go inside, not much mercy goes inside. That we have to realize, especially if one is initiated, one has to see, is that there in my head? If that is the case, I may go on with devotion, doing everything as everybody is doing, but if this stone in the head is sitting, then I wouldn't get much mercy. So this disease has to go away. It's not about what is fault in the people, what is fault in that is being said, what is fault in that is that I see happening. No. This is my disease of seeing fault. There is nothing fault outside. There's only mercy outside. Like that, one should, only when one realizes that, then this cloud would get thin, the stone would get soft, and then all we need to see is the mercy that is already there. If one is choosing to see fault only, how will they see the mercy? If they don't see the mercy, how will the mercy come and sit in us? Yeah, like that. That's all the devotees. So what we have heard is, as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he has this personal relationship with all the devotees around. That personal relationship could be because he has spent some time with the devotee, or because the devotee has just received a glance and one instruction, like that. And we heard about Abhay Charan, Śrīla Prabhupāda, and how it is about the seeker, the willingness of the seeker, spiritual seeker, bhakta for Bhagavan. That is in operation through Gurudeva. That is what counts. And then we had about how the whole thing is dependent on the seeker. If somebody has this a stone in the head, seeing just the faults, or if you have realized that having that kind of stone in the head is actually disease, and you want that to go away, and start to see the mercy. This is our choice. What do we want? The head, stone in the head versus mercy, seeing mercy. Bhakti is about just seeing the mercy. So yeah, that's what we have heard. That's all, Prabhu. That's all, dear devotees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Any devotees want to go?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my pranam.
Pranams, Mataji.
Welcome back, Mataji. Nice to hear you.
Thank
you. Mataji, I was, as you were explaining the Amoga pastime, I'm seeking little clarity there, Mataji. Somehow, as you were explaining, I was seeing, so the Amogha, like in the case of the other Gopinath Patnaik too, they come to the verge of, almost losing their life when that's when the change in the heart seems to happen. In Gopinath Patnaik it happened. I wanted to understand in Amoga's case too, does the change in the heart happen in Amoga's heart? And so the mercies, he's able to receive, or the change doesn't really happen, but just the fact that he is, associated with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, that causelessly he is getting mercy. That is one question, Mataji. And I was wondering, if that is the case, then how to understand? I mean, the heart has to change, right? If it doesn't, how they will receive mercy like that, to even be able to see that this is mercy. And the heart change, Mataji, I was wondering, in both in Gopinath Patnaik's case and Amogha's case, I think Gopinath Patnaik, because we read it more recently, it's a little more fresh in my memory. Amogha's case, I'm wondering, when the change in heart happens, is it that they are seeking, like, I mean, it's such a fearful thing to lose one's life, and all that identification that you have, because you're so in the bodily identification, to lose that. So when that's happening, are they fearing and so taking shelter out of fear, and seeking protection for this? I mean, especially when in Amogha's case, when he's been such an offender, is he seeking protection for the body, or is he understanding that, oh, this is, does the soul kind of at that point gets it that, this is all temporary and I should seek protection of the Lord, and there is, something beyond this? What is happening in Amogha's heart? Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Gopinath Patnaik, regarding him, we heard his prayer, the final prayer was, okay, if it is your wish, you save me, but I will, nevertheless, I will meditate upon your lotus feet. So that we have seen. And in Amogha's case, I think he had this cholera for about 10 to 12 days, something non-stop. And so all the life energy, when that is going away, it is regarding Amogha. After being such an offender, and it is explained even in Amogha's life was about to go away. He's about to leave the body. He has come to that part. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita says, the Lord being merciful wanted to save Amogha. Because if Amogha leaves his body, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, his daughter will become a widow. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't want it that to happen to Sarvabhauma and his daughter. For that sake, for the sake of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his daughter, the Lord decided to be merciful on Amogha. But otherwise, what is there in Amogha to give mercy when he wasn't even not just ready, when he was so filled with offending? So it was clear, in the case of Amogha, just to see that Sarvabhauma's situation stays intact in the sense that his daughter will not be widowed. So for that, for the sake of Sarvabhauma and Bhattacharya, the Lord saved Amogha. That was the reason to save Amogha. But the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's also described when Amogha was almost at the verge of death. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there, Amogha opened his eyes. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, what is this, Amogha? Huh? What is this? Jiva is supposed to be in the seva of Krishna. What are you doing with your life? Kind of glance upon Amogha. So that glance upon Amogha, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has decided to give that kind of glance upon Amogha, then that brought the change in the heart of Amogha. So Amogha is now almost in the verge of death. And here is profound mercy of Bhagavan with his glance and touch on this jiva. So much like Ajamil. The soul was ready to come out of the body, and just then the Vishnu Dutas came. So soul didn't have the desire, but because the soul is put in such a situation there, and there was a flood of mercy all of a sudden, with a touch of Bhagavan, and Bhagavan casting glance, merciful glance on Amogha and saying these words. So this combination of these two caused the change in the heart of Amogha. So it is possible in ordinary situations. Amogha, these were not the two situations that Amogha had when he lived, but here when he is leaving the body, these are the two things that that made this change happen in Amogha, as same as in Ajamila. Yeah, that's one thing. And second thing, so what will that change translate to? It depends. Is he going to just get a love of Godhead immediately, or is it not that hard and a fault finder anymore? It depends. See, for Jagai and Madai, it is said that Jagai and Madai, they got a love of Godhead. They were sinful people, sense gratifiers. It's not their fault finders, they're sense gratifiers, like the Muslim kings, like that. Even Ajamil was also more like that. So for them, it is very easy to get that love of God for them. It is very easy because it's not, now they're not attracted to the gratification anymore, so they will get attracted to Bhagavan like that. But in the case of Ramachandra Puri, in the case of Amogha, it's not about the sense gratification, but it's about the offending mentality. So how much did it change? Whatever change might have happened, it was a significant change. at least not finding fault anymore. At least that would be the change. And after that, a gradual process of love of Godhead, whatever may happen over whatever period of time, but at least the direction will change towards the Lord. Like that, Mataji. That's my understanding after hearing those pastimes.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. That got a lot of clarity. Thank you, Mataji.
Right? Yeah, thank you. That's why there is hope in Gaur Lila. If Amoga could get that mercy, Gaur Lila mein itna hai. But Krishna Lila mein dekho, Shishupal, 100 sin, head cut. The chakra would just cut the head. 100 sins, that's it. There is not this bonus grace that Gauranga Mahaprabhu gives. That is why there is a lot of hope in with Gauranga Mahaprabhu when Bhagavān comes as Gauranga.
Yeah. I think the fact that when you said that, it is not that when you get love of Godhead immediately, it's like they're,
filled,
they know that.
electrified all of a sudden.
Yes, they know their Swarupa and, they are doing Preeti Seva. It's not like that. That brought a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
Yes, that somehow, when we hear that, when you said it, it just sort of, because even in Ajamila's case, after that he goes and he performs.
Yeah, he performs. He goes to Rishikesh.
Yes,
performs fun. So direction gets turned.
Correct.
That's the thing. And after that they have to. Otherwise, even if they're taken to spiritual world, why will they stay when they're still finding fault?
Correct. Yes, Mataji. That concept of they're not getting zapped like that. That brings a lot of clarity. Somehow, sometimes when I'm reading, I forget that, and I keep thinking, what? How did they? It's not that,
Even
but the
for
direction changes.
Jagai Madai also, their direction got changed. Now they're not sense gratifiers anymore. They started serving. Serve the Vaishnavas like anything. And then they took the Nirantara Nama and Nirantara Seva, Vaishnav Seva. So the direction badal gaya, not sinners anymore, but sevaks.
Yes.
And gradually they were so much filled with love of God. Yes.
Right. Yeah, and that gives a lot of hope, like you said, because when the direction changes, it is every step is beautiful, in its own way, because it's a spirit. It is immediately spiritual Shakti. You're under that. You're not anymore in the material.
Full of hope, full of assurance. Every step is enlivening.
Correct.
Direction badal.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Hari. Yes, Prabhu, you want to go with the shloka?
Yeah, sure.